Chapter 64. One should know that the purpose of the logical process is to make a clear statement of proof. The proof is a syllogism, and this syllogism is made up of two true premises and the conclusion. For example, if I want to prove that the soul is immortal, I say everything that is perpetually in motion is immortal. This is a premise. Then I say a second premise, the soul is perpetually in motion. Then the conclusion, therefore the soul is immortal. The part of the premise is called a term. A term is that into which every premise is resolved. For example, the premise goes, everything that is perpetually in motion is immortal. The part of everything, insofar as it is a part of the premise, is called a term. That is perpetually in motion is likewise called a term, as is the immortal and also the is. One should know that all the premises must be true and that the conclusion must follow from the premises. For if one of the premises were found to be false, or the conclusion, then it would not be a syllogism but a paralogism. Furthermore, there is the simple word, the noun, the verbal phrase, the statement, and the term. In respect to their subject, these five do not differ from one another. Their difference is only relative. Man, for example, a simple significant term is called a simple word. A subject, it is called a noun, as fulfilling the functions of a predicate. It is called a verbal phrase. As part of an affirmation and negation, it is called statement, and as part of premise and of syllogism, and as part of premise and of a syllogism, it is called a term. One should know that in the premise, that is, in the affirmation and negation, the subject is called a noun, whereas the predicate is called a verbal phrase. For example, the man walks is an affirmation. The man is the subject and is called noun. Walks fulfills the function of a predicate and is called a verbal phrase. In Socrates is noble. The subject is Socrates and is called a noun. The phrase is noble fulfills the function of a predicate and as a part of the affirmation is called a verbal phrase. Even though grammarians call noble a complementary word, yet to put it simply, whatever accompanies the is a verbal phrase. It should be known that there is no difference between the following five terms: statement, premise, question, objection, and conclusion. Thus, when I simply state that the soul is immortal, this is called a statement. But when it is taken as a part of syllogism, then to say that the soul is immortal is to state a premise. And when someone objects to the premise by saying, how is it evident that the soul is immortal? Then such is termed by an objection. Again, when we prefer it as an inquiry, now is the soul immortal? This is called a question. When finally it has been deduced from the premises, it is called a conclusion. Take for example, the soul is perpetually in motion, and that which is perpetually in motion is immortal. From these premises, it is deduced that therefore the soul is immortal, and that is a conclusion.